Welcome to the Philosophy of Chillin. You can just call me Dunlap, but I'm also known as Dunlap the Connect.
Okay.
Um, with me today is the transparent, the ever so bodacious, the iconically psychotic Miss Catherine Clark.
Hello, I am all those things, and I am Catherine Clark. Nice to see all of you today.
She's with me today because I figure it makes okay. So I know people might be wondering, like, I think you asked this earlier too. Why did I start off, or like you asked, are we starting off with anger? But the first episode was through anger, so other people might be asking the question of why did you start off with through anger as the first episode?
Okay.
So I guess I'll kick everything off by answering that question because at least I figure you can't have a platform that says the philosophy of chilling and people might look at that and may physically think, oh, you're doing nothing. But I try to explain that the philosophy of chilling is essentially just the mindset that you have for how you get through dealing with a lot of things at once, honestly. Because it's not like you're not doing anything, you're doing a lot of things, but it's how you manage your emotions or your mental, spiritual, or physical well being and health while going through all of those things. So I started off with through anger is because everybody has anger and it can be one of the most destructive emotions that somebody can experience. But there's also a way in which, at least from my perspective, I apply the philosophy of chilling through anger to identify the fact that, yeah, I do experience anger, but this is the mindset I try to utilize to de-escalate the situation. So now I guess I'm trying to follow up with answering the question of
I snap the notebook.
of today's question of who is the personality behind the philosophy of chilling.
Okay.
So that is today's topic and essentially why I brought you onto the show because you have a unique perspective on the personality behind the philosophy of chilling.
Okay. So, am I answering it in like a two-way segment of like who is Sierra Dunlap the Connect behind the philosophy of chilling, or just the person who makes the philosophy of chilling?
Well, I guess that's what this is for. I guess we'll have to dive into all of that because I have wrote two questions already that I think that I answered. Well, I answered one of them already, but the other one was who is Dunlap the Connect. So I guess we can start off with that one and then work our way to the points you mentioned.
Well, after being around you and your family, and like people who have contributed to your upbringing, I feel like Dunlap the Connect is multifaceted. I think Dunlap the Connect is deeply rooted in a lot of morally good values, but also like foundational things. Um, Dunlap the Connect is very empathic. She feels everything all the time, either really intensely or not at all. There's a little bit of a gray area in between. That's just where the confliction is, but it's either or. But that's good. She's very in tune with her emotions, so she's very in tune to like her own perspective and also understanding other people's perspectives, right? Um, And so I guess that ties into what is the personality behind the philosophy of chilling. I think the personality is mm, outside of the things that I said,
Like,
I think just solely in a relation of the podcast. And I think the personality behind the philosophy of chilling is innovative. Because to name a podcast the philosophy of chilling means that you really just be chilling so hard that you yourself have your own philosophy of how to properly chill through all of the bullshit that life is throwing at you. And I think that seeing her be a person who knows that it's not easy to deal with all of the bullshit that life throws at you, but you still have your own philosophy of just like, yeah, this is pissing me off and stressing me the fuck out, but I'm gonna just chill because there's nothing else I can do about it. And I think that's beautiful, especially being a person who is learning and has learned to surrender to things I have no control over. I think that innovation and personality of um, sarcastically comical, some might think it's sarcastically comical, but she's just funny and she gives like a dry sense of humor. But those who get it, and those who don't, watch one of the episodes to eventually get it. So yeah, I think she's a big ball of things, a lot of beautiful things. Yes, that's it.
mm, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I don't know how. Okay, I don't know how to follow up with that. Um, I am still processing a lot of the things she is mentioning now for myself as well. Just being transparent because I guess one thing I did not mention in the first episode that I wanted to articulate was the fact that this platform is also going to be a reflection of me transparently speaking in general. So, as you kind of mentioned before, as episodes go along, it'll be people watching me transparently think, respond, and everything else to exemplify the platform in itself. Poof. Well,
Scary shit, scary shit.
well, yeah, it is.
But great. That's very scary shit.
Well, yeah, it is. Well, okay, so that leads me to the next phase that I wanted to go into because people might be wondering, okay, what does all this mean though? Because I don't know this person. So like, one question that's been ringing in my head that I feel that I can intuitively think other people will maybe question themselves is what qualifies me, in your opinion, to be the host for the philosophy of chilling.
Okay, well, like for one, because you made it. Um,
And then I guess we will follow into, okay, who is Sierra Dunlap? Because at least speaking for myself, I the purpose behind the faces and stuff in the eyes is not just to represent like different emotions you would feel, but what those emotions, the personalities those emotions contribute to, the aspects of your personalities those emotions contribute to. So it's like you have to be able to identify, okay, what makes me who I am. I feel Dunlap to connect, and Sierra Dunlap, and the philosophy of chilling, like they're all very distinctive. Now, what is your feedback on that?
I do think they are all very distinctive, but I think that overall, what makes you qualified to do it is because you wouldn't have been given the idea to create the platform if it wasn't meant for you to create. right? I think that was English. Run it back.
Yeah, it was. It was English.
You don't get things if you're not supposed to be given things. You know, sometimes people get things in this world that they feel is their life purpose, that they feel they're supposed to be doing, and then there's a whole transformation and a shift of I don't like to do this anymore, or this doesn't actually make me happy. But you started this when you were an undergrad, and now years later you're revamping it and putting it back out there because it's obviously something that was meant to be brought into fruition by you. So I don't think there's any other reasoning of what will make you qualified. I mean, what will make someone be like, why should I listen to it?
That's a
I
good
think,
question.
yeah, is because when people just right off bat see you, even people who do know you, there's still so many other layers that they might not realize are there necessarily because you do just be chilling, but also it's like having, I don't know, like you can get some Play Doh or some clay, right? And then you can put it in the freezer and it can be chilled, but you can still take it out and mold it into different forms.
Mm.
So the clay can be molded into different forms. It's going to go through many different changes, but it's not going to not be chilled as long as you keep putting it back in the freezer to be chilled. But don't take away from all the things that you can create out of it. And
So,
so, hell yeah. So it's like that. Just because she always looks like she be chilling and she just be like vibing, doesn't really have like a perspective or anything like that, doesn't mean that she doesn't. And if you've always had to ask other people questions about her or been like, I wonder so 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 so, or how did she get so 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 so, or how was she able to so 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 so, instead of just actually talking to her and asking her, you can tune into the podcast that she created and then find out her perspectives or the ways that she thinks or what she feels about certain things and how certain things had made her feel if she decides to dive into experiences that she had. So I think that's what makes you qualified, and I feel like that's why you should listen. Instead of judging a book by its cover, open the book. What?
oh my gosh, that's what I was laughing about last episode. Oh heck nah.
I didn't know that. I didn't see the last episode.
I'm weak, yeah, but tune in. But no, that's definitely what that experience is joint. That's a touchy subject right there. Only only your spirit told me to. I ain't touching that. That ain't none of my business. Sure.
Okay, that's fine, little spirit. Do what you gotta do. Hey, hey. Get that job done. I miss cheering so bad.
Don't encourage. You know what? My business to you, spirit. Yo, go ahead. Anyway, thank you so much for the words you had to say.
You're welcome.
Yes, they not for real. I do appreciate that because I could not have said it better myself. Which is probably why you were supposed to say it and not me.
You did open me up with transparent in my details of guests.
Because it's true. So I mean, now I guess we can answer the question of who is Sierra Dunlap because I guess that is the personality that has the question mark behind it, but not more so in a detailed sense, of course, but just from a operational general being perspective.
I think all the things I said in the beginning is who Sierra Dunlap is, but also the ones in the latter part are more of what Sierra represents, like the softness, the empath, the nurturing, always wanting to be able to make someone else's life easier and be nerve wracked or like really trying to focus on making sure her life is good. But she's just like, but I can help them. And you're just like, hold on, stay here for a moment. She's so giving. Her heart's bigger than her head. It's bigger than her whole body damn near. And I don't know how she fits all the time to care for the entire world and then have that little piece over here to care for herself. But that's why the people around her have all this space in their heart to add her in bigger pieces of the hearing because she's very giving. I think that all intertwines into all the parts of you, but it's shown a lot more in the Sierra aspect of you.
See, I guess that's why I invited you onto the show because you're giving more of like the intra-personal aspect and perspective, and I feel like, well, not I feel like, but there's always a balance. There's the intra, and then there's the extra. There's the in between of being able to balance both aspects so there's not one extreme or the other taking over. So with that being said, like last episode, I was listing like physical stuff as far as like just things that I've done throughout the years, like graduate, um, just like some of the titles that I do within like the bucket list and honest light LLC and things of that sort. So it's good to see or at least hear
She
the
also has a production company with me called Muse Films Enterprise. Yes, it's
oh,
a creative production company.
well, I didn't list everything even when I first said it.
And we just went ahead and scoot that on in there. We'll drop that right here.
Well, okay, well that's basically what I'm saying all of this for is to be like what cuz you haven't seen the first episode, so it's like how would you describe the physical aspect of the things that I have achieved that would be reflections of what have qualified me to be a facilitator, not just within the space of podcasting, but within the profession that you have seen me exude, or the professionalism that you have seen me exude through the endeavors and opportunities that I have been presented thus far.
Physical attribute? Like, how do you want me to explain it physically?
It's so like when we're going out and as a team we're networking and things of that sort, sometimes I fall back into not necessarily fully depicting what I actually do
Mm-hmm.
within my different roles and responsibilities. And essentially what I'm saying is on this platform with the same tendency as my habits have frequently do, what would be how would you depict my roles and responsibilities um to this type of audience?
Um, hmm, I think that I would depict her roles. She's definitely a facilitator. Um, she's management. She's she's more of a behind the scenes multidisciplinary creative. She likes to handle the business when the business suit is on, and then do the creative shit behind the scenes, like the camera work, the videography. Um, she's now a lot been getting more in tune with creative direction and like developing creative sets and stuff like that. So I guess that's also a role that she has under her belt. She's a public speaker, whether she likes to claim it or not. She's a sous chef. She literally has had training in it. What else? Um, she's a COO. She told y'all that she's a co-founder. She's an innovator. I guess that's how I would like to describe the many roles it is that she does. But I think overall, I would also call her a multidisciplinary entrepreneur. See, I'm a multidisciplinary creative. She's a multidisciplinary entrepreneur. Because while I would be considered an entrepreneur as well, she's gonna step into her creative bag. Yeah, she's gonna step her toes in there. But where she like 10 toes down, puts on her loafer and stumps down with her foot, that's in the business world. That's what she does over there. So yeah.
Oh, so weak. Yeah. It was the description of the 10 toes.
Yeah. You dip it over here, but you're like in business.
For sure. For sure. Well, is there anything else to answer the question, who's the personality, or anything you want to say towards what people could expect from this platform as we gear up to experience what the philosophy of chilling can be, how it can be exuded?
Yes, but first I want to have a 60-second go round of questions. Someone has to put 60 seconds on the clock.
Oh, okay. 60 seconds on the clock.
Absolutely.
I got you. Got it.
Okay, and you have to answer them.
Go.
Speed round.
Okay.
What is your favorite vinyl?
What?
60 seconds, dude.
That's my favorite vinyl. What the heck?
Come on.
This is. I don't have a favorite. Next question.
Okay,
go.
Favorite movie?
I like cartoon and action movies.
Okay, so your favorite one?
And sci-fi movies. My favorite. Ooh, this is 30 seconds.
She says I'm indecisive.
I don't have a favorite. Go.
Favorite childhood snack?
Favorite child? Well, I like Oreos. Anything Oreo flavored.
What else?
Chocolate.
And them honey graham crackers.
Yes, I love honey graham crackers.
Okay, if you could be anywhere in the world, where would you be?
Traveling somewhere, chilling, and make sure all my people good. Go.
Okay.
Last one.
Where would that be?
I don't know. Anywhere.
Okay, and if you could paint a picture to describe
who
you are.
Okay, I was to answer it.
I know. I still want the answer. If you could describe or draw a picture to describe who it is that you are, but you had to draw a visual of it for someone, what would you draw?
If I had to draw a picture to describe who I am as a person, I already did that. Well, okay, so, and I didn't, okay, well, a little bit about me. Well, I entered the business, my passion for business grew because I had a creative passion first. And then I combined my passion for management when I was a manager. Well, if you ask my former boss, she said supervisor, whatever you had on point. I'm like, thank you, I love you, appreciate that. Anyway, but that's kind of how I combine that. But I'll say all that to say, that was a lot.
Yeah, I was like, huh?
I was about to go into a rant, but then I had to pull it back. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so I was a creative in the photography and everything else.
That's another role.
Well, yeah. I actually went to Fort Valley State, and got there and was in their design program for the summer and stuff, and got certified in utilizing Adobe and things of that sort. Yeah, that's what I made. That's what that Snoop Dogg photo is.
I believe you. We will insert the Snoop Dogg photo.
Darn it. Now I forgot what I said.
So, what picture would you draw to describe you?
Oh, I was drawing tattoos. That's what I was bringing it back to, the creative aspects, because I never thought I could draw, but I love photography, so I was always trying to capture the moment. I just didn't stay in it long enough so I can get my ISO pattern this down pat. But I'm a saturation. You know what? Okay. Anyway,
we're gonna go back to it.
Yeah, high school. I drew. Me and my best friend, we drew pictures for the first time, thinking we couldn't draw, and I drew a tattoo of a lion, and half of the mane is regular, and then half of the other mane are musical notes, because music is very integral part of my life, and if it was a very key balance between calm and chaos, and music filled that. So half of it is a main of like really important songs to me, and then in the eye of the lion, it's my Cancer sign. That's what creates the eye of the lion. And then there's like well, there are just pieces of that tattoo that are very significant to different aspects of my life. So technically I have it already drawn. I'm just waiting for the right time so that I can actually get it onto my rib cage.
Okay, it looks like y'all gonna have to stay tuned for the tattoo session to see what that image will look like. But I think what they can expect, and what I'll be expecting as well, is just different perspective of conversations. I think a lot of podcasts have conversations about, some of them do, like the bucket list, and some other ones that I've seen, but not a lot of them have shit that matters that they talk about. So I think that because she's so smart and she has so many random facts and just like random knowledge about a lot of different things that she's done, or just notes and courses and shit that she's gotten information on for fun, and just didn't take the exams to do the like full process, but she just really wanted to know the information, so she just went and did it just because. Like, people like that who just know shit for shits and giggles are people that you want to have conversations with. And I'm excited for all the different kinds of guests that she's gonna bring on to like have conversations with someone who doesn't normally have in-depth conversations. She barely talks when she goes outside, unless she's recording an episode for the bucket list. Tune into the episodes over there, but otherwise, she don't be saying shit. So I'm excited for her to be in her element, and for people to definitely have conversations about topics that they normally would not talk about out on the street.
For sure.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, dude, don't it? Smoking and chilling and vibing. It's chill, twin. It's chill. Yeah.
For sure. So with that being said, I'm done let the connect to my
Catherine Clark.
I can't do the same thing that, that be the bucket list be doing.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
so you like,
okay.
and I'm Catherine Mother Clucking Clark. I'm Catherine motherfucking Clark. It's who I am.
That's right. So with that being said, we just chilling. And this is the philosophy of chilling. So we'll see you later. Peace.
Be blessed.